shadows will pass, and you will see that I have you, and you have me.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for tonight's live streaming event. My name is Brad Prentice. I am with Jordan Kits Music. And it is my pleasure to be hosting this evening, as I have been selling Yamaha pianos and with Jordan Kits Music since 1996. And of all the pianos we sell, we have a full wide range of instruments, all the way from beginner console pianos that are great for somebody that's just getting started in our lessons, all the way up to Yamaha and Bosendorfer concert grand pianos that grace the stage at many of the area's finest concert halls throughout Washington, D.C. Out of all the instruments that we sell, though, my absolute favorite to demonstrate and show and to send home with a lucky family is the Yamaha CVP series Clavinovas. The reason why they always have a special appeal to me is because these pianos reach to every single musician, no matter what level you're at. If you're a beginner, there are so many wonderful features to help you learn, all the way up to professional composers and musicians that are using these on stage or for scoring new musicals. It's a wonderful, wonderful event. It's a wonderful instrument, and I am so pleased to be a part of representing these instruments for the past 20 years. It's my pleasure also to go ahead and introduce tonight's performer, and who'll be leading us through our tour of the CVP 800 series pianos, Mr. Heratch Touresian. Heratch?
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Heratch. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Oh, it is my pleasure, and thank you so much. On behalf of Yamaha, thank you so much for the invitation, and I'm looking forward to it, coming to you all the way from Los Angeles, California.
Well, we thank you, and we are really looking forward to some wonderful music this evening.
Awesome, awesome. So again, thank you so much. My name is Heratch. I've been with Yamaha for 24 years, and it is absolutely my pleasure to spend some time with you on the CVP series. And what I have in front of me right now is going to be the CVP 809. Let me actually just show that for you. And I've set up multiple cameras for you, and we'll get into the screen, the pedals, an overhead shot. So I have quite a bit of setup here, especially for you. And I heard you mention a lot of things about this is a wonderful instrument to have for just about anybody, composer, hobbyist, beginners, advanced, anyone actually. It's a versatile instrument. Because of the instrument is capable of so much, I have a kind of a surprise here for you and for your customers. And what it is, because it has so much technology in it, and what I'd like to offer is if anybody purchases and orders CVP 800 series from you because of this event, they get to spend one-on-one time with me via Zoom. We'll plan that out, and we'll find a schedule that works out. So this way they get to spend one-on-one time with myself, showing them kind of basically what they need to know about the instrument, and it's at the comfort of their house when they have the instrument in front of them. So it is something that I'd like to do special for you and your customers, especially for this event.
Well, thank you very much. That's wonderful news.
So before we kind of get started, I'd like to brag about who Yamaha is, because I work for Yamaha, and I thought I'd just share a little bit about who we are. And I thought I would use music to kind of show off Yamaha. In a moment, you're going to see a video. This video is produced by professionals, basically, that shows a lot of Yamaha instrumentation and the historical events at Yamaha from beginning till now. So you mentioned composers when you talked about who the customer is for the CVP, for the Clavinova. And one of the cool things is in the video that I'm gonna do, the video will show basically the history of Yamaha and its amazing instruments. But the score, the music that you will hear, I recomposed the original score so that everything is coming from the CVP 809 that you see in front of you. So all the sounds that you're gonna hear are coming from this instrument. And to make myself useful during this time, I'm going to embellish a few voices on top of that. The first one, just a simple piano, right? The next one, I'll choose one of those beautiful strings, right? And then I'll choose one of my favorite sounds, the oohs and the ahs, and I'll go back to the piano. And with that, please allow me to introduce to you Yamaha.
He was a dreamer, a tinkerer of the soul, a maker of the unimaginable. His hands moved to the rhythm of his conviction bigger than the universe has stars. He was a believer, unencumbered by the unknown. He carried his creation into the wild, walking hundreds of miles toward his dream's end. He was the father of who we all are, and all that he was, we carry with us today. For he is the heart of inspiration, and his dream forever changed the world.
Yeah, so that was just a little bit of dramatic introduction to who Yamaha is. But the most important thing to get out of it, and I think I was a little bit hot there in the signal, so I lowered it just a little bit to make sure that we're not distorting. But the most important thing to know about what I just did is everything you heard came from the CVP 809. Yeah. Cool. Go ahead, please. No, please go ahead.
I was just wanted to ask for clarification. So it wasn't just the piano sound that was coming through. All of those instrument sounds were coming from the CVP 809.
That's right, including actually the narration, the vocal, the spoken words at the beginning. I saved that actually on a USB drive because the CVP Aero 9 can actually play audio as well. So that was actually a friend of mine, because his voice is radio quality voice. So he actually did that narration at the beginning, the spoken words at the beginning. But then the sequencer, because, I did everything sequenced on the CVP 809 or recorded, played back. And because I only have two hands, it's not possible for me to play all those parts, the timpani and the percussion, the pianos. So what I played on top of what the CVP was playing was this piano. You heard it obviously at the beginning. And then I switched to right in the middle of it. And then I switched to that line with the oohs and the ahs. And then finally, I just did the dramatic outro. Sorry, I should switch to this view right here. Right, so I was playing the piano, then the strings, and then the oohs and the ahs. And then back to strings and back to piano. So yeah, everything was coming from the CVP 809 for sure. Yeah. Do you know when Clavinova started? What year we introduced the first Clavinova?
That's not a fair question to ask me right now, but I'm going to guess.
I know we're going to have a good time. You knew we're going to have a good time, right? So
Right.
Part of it is we're just going to have fun. Yes. So can you guess?
Okay. So they were already well established when I started selling them in 1996. So I'm going to guess 1986.
Ooh, almost. But you won a prize. I'll tell you what the prize later offline. It's 1983. So in 1983, we actually introduced that YP40 in 1983, and it's the first Clavinova we've made. And that's how things started. We invented this category. And since then, we've been increasing the bar to how amazing this instrument is, and we're going to get into it for sure. So we started doing that in 1983, and we haven't stopped, and we're not going to stop. So for sure, it's one of the most popular instruments that we make, the Clavinova line. In fact, because it is so popular, I have to mention the warranty on this. So you get 5 years warranty. It's a better warranty than my car, actually, now that I think about it. But it's not just any warranty. We actually, if anything happens, because it's an expensive instrument, and we want our customers to know that they have a peace of mind when they purchase the CVP 809. So if anything happens to it electronically or malfunctions, we actually provided COVID safety right now. We will actually send a certified technician to your home with your permission, and it will get repaired right on the spot. So you don't have to take the instrument back and forth to a repair center. So I thought I would share that with you because I think it's an important peace of mind when somebody spends a tremendous amount of dollars on this instrument. So I thought I would just share with you and your audience as well. Before I play anything, I also have to mention how beautiful the instrument is. So as a furniture, right? Because the first thing we look at things, we use our eyes to look and appreciate. So that is the CVP 809 GP grand piano. So it has a style of a baby grand and has a bespoke sound system on the front panel. This is what I have in front of me in a living room, where you see the Clavinova CVP 809 on the left side, and it just fits beautiful in any modern or elegant furniture or setting at home. So it is equally important to appreciate the beauty of the instrument. So that's why I thought I'd just take a moment to share how beautiful the instrument. Even the front panel is brushed aluminium, and even when you close the instrument, it's got the soft closed lid mechanism that when you tuck it away, again, it blends in with beautiful furniture at home. So I wanted to just take a moment to show the audience how beautiful this instrument is as a furniture actually in their home. But, a couple of important things we have to talk about the sounds, right? What do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, I have for you regarding one of the
Sure.
sounds. those
Go for
string
it.
sounds that you were using that you demonstrated
Yeah.
when playing the opening song, what string sound was that you were using?
So let me switch it to, and this is called the Kino. Let me see if I find a better suited. Here we go. So this is called Kino strings. So Kino strings, this sound you're talking about, right? So
Yes.
yeah, so Kino strings, it's intended for film score. Kino is a German word, means post production or film. When you watch a Hollywood blockbuster, when you listen to the string score, you never hear the first violins pan to the left and the second violins behind them. Because typically in an orchestra, you have first violin on the left, second violin behind them, you have violas, and then you have cello somewhere in the middle, and then the bass is on the right? That's typical string formation in an orchestra. However, for film score, you never hear that. You never hear that separation. You hear them almost just left and right, separated in a stereo field. So this strings consist of a full section. If I play the bass, it still comes from the center. If I play the high violins, it still comes panned center in the audio field. That is on purpose because we want a lot of, as you mentioned, composers. They want to use this instrument to compose and to get what we call them mock-ups, basically, or drafts of the score. And we wanted to make it very easy to use. Certainly, on what I just played, this has made perfect sense, which is, right? So it has a nice spread of sound. So that's what Kino strings, and that's the string that I used on that video. Make sense?
It absolutely does. That's a new sound, correct?
It is, yes, indeed. So in the CVP 809 and 809 GPs, and the 805 actually even, they enjoy new set of sounds. We're going to get to those, especially the super articulation and all these new voices. Those are actually new. In addition, the CFX, and the Bosendorfer and the C7, those are actually brand new instruments. In fact, the first one I'd like to talk about is the CFX. So that's a video, that's a picture of our top-of-the-line acoustic piano, the CFX. It takes about 3 years to actually make one of these, handcraft one of these from the moment they are scouted as a tree to a finished handcrafted instrument. So it takes us 3 years to make one of these instruments. It's our top-of-the-line instrument. It's close to $200,000. And in the CVP 809 and 809 GP specifically, there's a new high-definition, high-resolution recording of that CFX. And here's what it sounds like. Here's a quick demo to how the CFX sounds in the CVP 809. I'm going to play a few passages and we can have a discussion after. That is not the CVP 809. Those strings, because that's the last thing we talked about. But here's the CVP 809. The CFX in the CVP 809. I'm having way too much fun today, so it's all over the place. We'll have fun. Listen to how long the sound decays. Sorry, the mic is in my way a couple of times there. But yeah, that's and this piano will always be in tune. That's one great advantage of a Clavinova. So with the press of a shortcut, we'll get to those in a moment, you'll get a very high definition, high resolution. There's another important piano, the Bosendorfer Imperial. So that's another very, very top of the line, expensive piano that we also have high definition, high resolution piano sound of the Bosendorfer Imperial in the CVP 809. And it's got different characteristic than the CFX. So originally the Imperial was made for the Romantic era. And because of that, I'm going to play something in minor key just to give you an idea to how it sounds. Again, very complete, different sounds. The tonal quality between them are completely different. And there's one more important piano, the C7. So I don't know if you know this, Brad, but the C7 is the most recorded piano in modern recording history. And the reason for that is the piano sound actually cuts through a mix very, very well. So great for pop, Latin, jazz, and everything in between. And that particular C7 that you see with those two microphones, that is actually a C7 in my friend's studio down the street in Santa Monica. Not down the street, but about 20 minutes from here. And that is the exact piano that was used on Adele's song, Someone Like You. So, and I thought it would be fitting to just show a little snippet of that particular demo. So, what you're going to hear the C7 first. So here's what it sounds like. Right? And just so I can avoid any issues with YouTube and copyrights issue, the Clavinova is going to play the C7, this line, right? And then on top of it, I'm going to use pads, this particular sound, to augment to augment the demo. And then you're going to hear well, let me just play it for you and you'll see what I mean. And pay attention to the middle of the screen right here, and hopefully you'll enjoy it.
That you settle down, that you found a girl and you're married now. I heard that your dreams came true. Guess she gave you things I didn't give to you.
So that gave you an idea to how the C7 is used. Another great demo of the C7 will be something like this.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I
Yeah, so there are a lot of possibilities to enjoy to play those three pianos. So we talked about how beautiful the instrument is, and there are three very distinctive piano and very high quality piano sounds in the CVP 809. The CFX, the Bosendorfer Imperial, and what you just heard right now is the C7. Any thoughts? Any questions?
The piano sounded fantastic coming from the speakers, but I do have one question.
Sure.
We've learned in our industry, we've learned in our business that the sound of the piano is completely dependent on how the keys feel, how they react,
Yes.
the action, the touch. That's going to be what shapes the sound and what's coming out. Can you tell me anything that separates the Clavinova?
It will be my pleasure. So I'm going to let me talk about the Grand Touch. So the CVP 805, 809, and specifically the 809 and 809 GP, they enjoy one of our premium action, and you're absolutely right on that. The tone is important, but also the action is important. So I'm going to try not to break things. Let me see if I can do this. I have piano action right here. And the reason I'm showing you this because I want to talk about two parts about this action. One are the counterweights right here, and the point what we call it in the piano world the fulcrum or the balance point or the seesaw, right? So counterweight and fulcrum. Let me explain why those two are important. And the counterweight is exclusive for the 809 and 809 GP. So counterweight, you see right there in the picture. So every key on the CVP 809 and 809 GP, there is a separate counterweight, and each one is a different weight to create a very linear action, meaning every key has its own weight, just like an acoustic piano. If you look inside an acoustic piano, in fact, I have a picture of it inside an acoustic piano, you see there are thick strings at the bottom and big hammers on the left-hand side versus smaller hammers and thinner strings on the right. So it requires different muscular capabilities on both ends of the piano. So therefore, every key has its own counterweight to achieve a linear, so it becomes very close to an acoustic piano. There are two additional importance of the counterweight. Number one is, see, any action, any piano can play loud. You know this, right? Any piano can play loud. The difficulty and the finesse in the piano comes in the pianissimo part. How can you control these soft passages? So with the counterweight, I'm able to play really, really soft. Because when I play soft, the piano sound has an intimate, different sound versus when I play double F or triple F. Right? So that's one benefit of having the counterweight. The other one is the bounce of the key. In other words, I just discussed how you can control the pianissimo by the downstroke of the note, right? But equally important is the bounce of the key. Because of the counterweight, I'm able to do repetitions very, very easily, or trills, because the counterweight also helps the key to bounce up right at the right time for me to play it again. The fulcrum is responsible for a large sweet spot on the key. Short fulcrum gives you a very small area to play comfortably. Long fulcrum, just like what we have in the CVP, gives you a larger sweet spot to play, especially when you're playing passages, when you're playing in the back of the key. What I mean is, the performance in the back of the key right here versus the front of the key, virtually identical. So it makes it easier, and it's similar to an acoustic piano. So for example, on the previous demo that I did, right, I'll play it quickly. Now I have to play in the back of the keys, right here. So having the long fulcrum allows me to actually play effortlessly in the back of the keys, and those are the two benefits of having the long fulcrum and the counterweight. So together, the tones that you heard and the action that you heard on the CVP 809 that I have in front of me, together certainly makes it very comfortable and very beautiful to play. And control the dynamics anywhere in between. I hope that answers the question that you had in mind. And they are made out of wood. So the keys are made out of wood with ebony wood. The black keys and the white keys are synthetic ivory. They are textured as well. I never knew, actually, professional pianists, they sweat. Never knew that. But they do. And the texture on the action actually helps land the note in confidence, especially with the pinky. And the last thing you want to do is slip and then hurt the pinky. So I think it's equally important to have a textured action so you'll feel comfortable playing. Maybe that was an overkill with an explanation of the action, but I hope it made sense.
No, absolutely. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, thank you for the question, actually, and please keep them coming. And of course, on the 809, and I have a camera set up for you specifically that this enjoys a grand piano damper response. And what that is there is a moment when you press the pedal, and you can. The best part is your customers, they when they come into your store, they can actually try this on an acoustic piano and then try it on the CVP. They will find how close these are. On the damper pedal or the sustain pedal, there's a mechanical point that you feel so you can play half pedaling, right? So there are a lot of classical passages that requires pushing this just right to achieve half pedaling in classical composition. So that's another important part about the feel, not just the fingers basically, also the feet have to feel just right. And of course you have damper or sustain, sostenuto, and soft, right? So yeah. Very cool. Any other questions about the action?
Not for me. I do want to open it up to anybody that's watching on YouTube Live. Please feel free to ask any questions, and we'll be happy to answer them if we can.
Yeah. So I'll share something with you. One of the reasons why the piano sounds so good is because of technology called VRM. So inside a piano, everything speaks in the piano. You know, the rim, the back posts, the lid, everything. So in order to create soul or beauty to the piano sounds that you heard, we have to create a system to recreate those complex and sophisticated harmonics that happen inside a piano. And it's another great example when customers walk into your store. What I mean by that is, on an acoustic piano, do the following demo. Very, very simple. Let me, So on an acoustic piano, on the upper keys right here, there are no dampers, no felt. So the notes ring out on their own. But what happens is when I press, you can see my foot on the upper left corner. When I press the sustain pedal, you can hear harmonics, board resonance. So listen to this. And the best demo is do it on an acoustic piano and then come and do it on the CVP 809 and you see how close they are to each other. So here is without damper pedal. Here's with. So one more time without. With. So the sound is still floating. The other cool demo is when you play a note or notes. And by the way, the reason why you're not hearing me play, because I'm controlling the dynamics of what we talked about, which is the counterweight. And on an acoustic piano, do the following. Hold a chord and play the upper E, for example. I'm hearing the upper harmonics of the E, even though I'm not playing the E anymore. And there's no sustain pedal. I'm just holding those three notes. And then come back to the CVP 809 and try it. I am hearing the upper harmonics of the E. I don't know if it's coming across the internet to you, but I urge everybody to try to use headphones to rewatch this part or watch from now on, because it will make a huge difference in the sound quality. So those two things make the piano sing. It makes a very realistic sound. Make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
I was going to circle back to something you'd mentioned earlier. You had said something about supernatural voices. And you
Super
mentioned
articulation.
Articulation.
Yeah. Great. So let me So as you know, Yamaha, we make a lot of instruments, over 100. In fact, all these instruments in the picture you see, those are actually made by Yamaha. And it's only natural the way we have a high definition, high resolution piano sounds in the CVP or in the CVP Clavinova. We also have other voices in the CVP. I'll give you a couple of examples. Here's a guitar, for example. Let me switch to a better screen. So here's a guitar. And pay attention, please, to the hammer-ons, the fret noise that happens naturally as I play. I don't have to think how to play. I just play naturally, and the instrument will understand. So let's pay attention to the nuances of the guitar. We took it a step further. If we choose one of the voices, the pedals also have an effect on voices. So here's an example.
Ole! Ole!
And if I want to do a bend, so this is called the super articulation. Another example, if I may, if I choose a jazz violin. Now, violin is a very complex instrument because it can produce a lot of articulations, right? What I mean by articulations, you have glissando when you're playing octaves. You have marcatos, you have or staccatos. You have legatos. You have trills. You have portamento. All these things are what makes a violin sound realistic. Just like the way I talked about VRM or that board resonance to make the piano sound realistic. Super articulation makes the other sound very realistic. Let me demonstrate with the violin. Here we go. Right? So the way it worked is if I hold a note, if I play the octave of that or below, I get the glissando or the glide between them. Right? Now, if I play unconnected notes, we get marcatos or staccatos. So every note is marked at the beginning. If I connect them, I get legato, staccato, legato. And I can do trills by holding one note and then trilling whatever. And if I move the trill up, I get portamento between them. Open string, because on the real violin is G string. Yeah, so that's an example of just two simple super articulated voices. And these are exclusive for the CVP 809 and 809 GP. How do you like those sounds?
They're fantastic, but I think we are going to need your help to learn how to use all of those properly.
No, and you know, I love what I do. And I think we Yamaha, we really strive for our customers, your customers, for them to know how to maximize the potential for this instrument. And the other peace of mind, remember what I said earlier, one of the peace of mind that you have is the warranty. The other peace of mind is you can grow with this instrument for many, many years because this instrument has our best technology. It's one of those things that you'll always discover something new about the instrument. Till now, I always find something interesting new. I'm like, oh, I didn't know it does that, right? So it is a beautiful Pandora box that will last you for a lifetime. And speaking of another cool technology that it has is the recording capability. So I have to show that to you, for you. And it is important because recording, you have a cell phone, right, Brad?
Yes.
Yeah. And every once in a while, you see something beautiful, whether it's your family, your dogs, your trees, the moon, whatever. What do? You take a picture of what you see because you want to remember. You want one of these days to relive that moment that you took a picture of. Recording on the CVP Aero 9 or the Clavinova in general, it allows you to relive that moment. So this could be your child playing, right? And then later on, many years later, you can play back how they started. It has a great sentimental value to it. It is also important as an investment. So when your customers purchase this instrument for their kids to learn, you can actually record the lessons, right, on the CVP Aero 9 or the Clavinovas in general, and then that recording becomes available for you anytime. So you can go back and relearn the lesson. Let me demonstrate. So I'm gonna just, here's a piano sound, and then I have a lesson. So I'm gonna press the record shortcut. Now, there are two ways to record. One is called audio recording. This is the type of recording that you do to listen to, you record, you save it, and you put it in your car to listen to without having the CVP Aero 9 in the back seat. You don't want to take it with you, but you can take the audio. Or if you want to email it to the grandparents, you can do it via audio. But today, I'm going to show you one thing, which is the MIDI recording or the keystrokes. Exactly what I played, it is going to record. Allow me to demonstrate. That is my lesson. Now, the first thing I can do is play it back. Now, I can open up the score and I can see exactly what I recorded. Right? So this is a great way as a teaching tool for many years. And you can have thousands of these recording. Now, to show you another cool function of it is what we call it is correction. So I'm going to play something. I'm going to make a mistake on purpose at the end. Listen to this. Yep, that was, obviously, it recorded everything, and you can print this out, by the way, by saving it on a USB drive, connect it to any notation software, and then printer, and print it out. But what I want to show you now is how you can correct that lost offensive note. Now, to fix it, I'll go to the shortcut of Song Creator. You know what? Because this is a large touch screen, similar to what you're used to on smart devices, I'm going to use a stylus. Just so I don't I don't use my hand to hide the screen. So with a stylus, I'm going to touch on the page icon right here. And now the screen is going to display every note I played. Not only that, the dynamics where I played it at. Because we want to fix bar number 7, the last bar, or the bar number 8, I'm going to go directly to that bar using the counter right here. And let's go back up. There you go. That is the offensive note. We want to fix that. You see the orange highlight, right? I'm going to just scroll to where the note is. So this is the wrong note. And all what you have to do is just play it on the instrument. Fixed. If I want to change the dynamics, change it to the dynamic number. Oh, I like that. Perfect. So let's prove that we actually fixed it. Let me back up a couple of bars. Voila, right? How cool is that to be able to do that really, really quickly, right? So there's a huge value to the ability to record, not only to relive the beautiful moment, but it's for educational purposes as well. And Brad, please correct me if I'm wrong. You guys give lessons, right?
Oh, yes. Everybody that purchases a Yamaha CVP series Clavinova is entitled to 4 free lessons that we give here at the Fairfax showroom.
Nice.
And frankly, it doesn't stop at 4. If you have any questions, you're always welcome to come back in.
Sure. Now, how awesome would it be if you maybe, and we're doing this live, so I'm going to ask you a question. How cool would it be to actually record a couple of those lessons and have them saved? Because you can save thousands of these lessons, and then the customer, when they go home, they actually have the lesson that you played for them. They have it at their fingertips anytime they want to. Right? That would be kind of cool. Which takes me to the next cool feature. Are you ready for this?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So, have you ever seen the movie Ratatouille? I don't know if you have. The cartoon. You have? What a
I've got a
surprise.
17-year-old son. Well, actually, 18-year-old son, and I've got a 3-year-old. So absolutely.
Fantastic. So you remember that scene? It's a French movie, right? Remember the rat? The rat goes under the bridge, and the book opens up, and Gustavo, the chef, tells him it's a figment of your imagination, but anybody can cook. Anybody can cook. Right? Remember that scene? So with follow light on the CVP, anybody can play, and in fact, this is a perfect opportunity for the family to get together, to huddle around the instrument so that everybody participates. And I urge everybody when they come in, ask Brad to demo Follow Light. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to choose one of the built-in songs, and there are hundreds of these. And the specific one I'm going to use, since you have a 17-year-old kid, I'm going to choose Jurassic Park. All right? Awesomeness. So, and I'm going to touch on where it says score. Okay? And I'm going to try, hopefully technology will be nice to us today. So I did a special flyover camera for you. So what's going on? Let me explain what's going on, and then we can demonstrate. The moment I hit play right here, the song is going to start, and right in this area, a light is going to show up. An LED light is going to show up, and you're going to get two colors, and you'll see what I mean, what they do. Now, in addition to just having be able to play, it will also wait for you so you can play the right note. That's why I said anybody can play. And there are beautiful orchestration in the background to make you fall in love with what you're doing. So let me demonstrate, please. I'm going to press play. All right, I'm hearing some sound effects. All right, let's see if we see something coming up. Where is it? Right there. What is that? Oh, so red light is white keys. How easy is that? All right. Oh, another green light shows up. Oh, okay. So red light, white keys, green lights are black keys. Let me follow them. See, I'm playing the wrong note. No, I need to play the right note. This note. There we go. Oh, you hear that in the background, the score? No, this one. All the way here. How cool is that, right? So it is certainly it is a feature that allows anybody that actually can play by simply following the lights on the instrument. So it's extremely powerful function, and more important, it allows anyone can play basically using the follow lights. So I hope you enjoyed watching the follow light presentation right here, this particular demo. And if I show you the next thing, and hopefully somebody can just send me something in the chat to make sure that we're still on. I just want to make sure the technology is still happening here. The other interesting feature that I'd like to show is the styles. So the styles are basically, hello, there you are, awesome. A style. Did you see that, Brad? Did you see the follow light part?
Yes.
Yeah. How awesome is that?
Absolutely. That is incredible, and one of the most in-demand features whenever we're showing these instruments.
Yeah, and I
Well,
highly, yeah, and I highly recommend when they come over, have you see, one of the best things that can happen with this instrument is for the family to bond, the parents and the child. And the best part is when they both sit down in front of the CVP with the Clavinova with follow light. Anybody can play it. Anybody simply just follow the lights and they can play. So the entire family can come together to enjoy more than one. So kids, when they come to the store, they're going to love this because there are hundreds of these lessons. And by the way, the lesson that you record for them, it will also show up as follow lights. So even the teacher, when they record the lesson for you, they will also show up as follow light. Now, styles are basically backing tracks that you can play with. And in order to make a meaningful presentation about styles, I want to do something special for the 50th anniversary of Godfather. I think it's coming up and it's going to be in the theater. So allow me to play a demo for you, a style and a voice. And in the middle of the screen, you get to watch a small film. And watch my feet. Wrong note, it's okay. So I had to improvise there a little bit differently. So again, for copyright reasons, we don't want to be kicked off. So that was just a quick demo of how you can use the style by simply playing chords with your left hand and then playing with the right hand. And there are many styles to choose from. Here is another example of a style. Another example of a style, it doesn't have to have drums and percussion and bass. It could be just piano. So in this next style demo, half of it will be just piano. And then I'm going to press one of those registration shortcuts right here. It's going to switch to a rock and roll cha-cha. And here it goes. Here we go, listen to this. So another example, just so I can show you the wide diversity of these styles. This is just a left-hand backing of piano. Listen to that. Now I just play with my right hand, anything, and just follow it with chords with my left hand. Now listen, I'm going to switch to section C. right? As if you have an accompanist with you. So it's a pretty awesome. How do you like that? I mean, it's pretty cool to be able to select styles, and there are hundreds of these styles available for you. It's great for songwriting. So if you have an idea, you can just select a style quickly and then just have fun with it. Just the way I said, because I'm watching the clock and I have to mention two more things, if that's okay with you, Brad. Are you okay with time? Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Two more things. So first, just the way I said, anybody can play, right? With a CVP 809 and with the Clavinova that have this function, anybody can sing, believe it or not. I cannot sing for the life of me. So to do this demonstration for you, I'm going to mute this mic and move it out, and I'll bring another mic. Just hang in a second. Now you can hear me from this mic. So this mic, let me actually get rid of the reverb so you can understand me. Here we go. So this mic is connected to the CVP 809 directly. Underneath, it's a normal microphone. So few things we can do. Number one is I can add reverb. Voila. So now all of a sudden your sound is polished. The other thing you can do is simply use harmonization. And here's what I mean. Tira, tira, da. I have to turn the function on. Here we go. Let's check this out. I don't have vibrato in my voice whatsoever, Brad, just FYI. The instrument is creating vibrato for my voice automatically. This is the sound of the instrument. Ta-di-da-da. Based on the chords I play will create harmonies. It sounds fantastic. There is a smile on your face because there's so much fun. Now, you bear with me with this reverb for a second. Now, if you don't want to play chords, but you want to have a great time, I'm going to go to songs. I'm going to choose one of the built-in songs. Hey, what a wonderful world. It is a wonderful world right now. I'm going to go to touch on lyrics. Now it's the best karaoke machine. So just the way I said, anybody can play with follow light, with following the lyrics, and the instrument will automatically harmonizes your voice without using your left hand. Check this out. Yeah, 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 what a wonderful world. Yeah, 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 yeah. I see dreams of messed up the lyrics already. Red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful. Listen to the chord progressions up above. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even though I'm singing in the wrong key, the instrument is checking it out, correcting all my mistakes, adding vibrato as well. And I think to myself, yeah, what a wonderful world. Let me put this mic back so I can talk to you normally. 1 second. There you go. That was vocal harmony. I mean, how cool and how fun it is for the entire family to come together to actually have fun with this instrument. So not only has great piano sounds and another instrument, it has the teaching capability, follow light. You can plug a microphone and anybody can sing just simply. And by the way, via USB, you can project this on your large screen at home. So the lyrics will be projected on your large screen. How cool is that? All right, promised, one last one. So the instrument has amazing sound system. And it will be a shame if we don't use this amazing sound, bespoke sound system for the CVP in other occasions other than when we're performing. So we have a technology called Bluetooth. We didn't invent that technology, but we're using that technology. And let me show you how it works. So I'm going to select that. Let me go to menu. By the way, those are my dogs, Pepper and Sugar. Sugar is the lab. Pepper is the mini labradoodle. She's here. She can't wait till she jumps on my lap to say hi. We're not gonna do that. But the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to the iPad and I'm gonna turn on, and you can see, actually let me put it in landscape mode so it'll be easier to see. So I'm gonna turn on the Bluetooth functionality on the iPad, and then I'm gonna go to Bluetooth on the CVP, turn it on, and then touch on pair, and in a moment on the iPad you're gonna see the CVP show up. Select it, and now it's connected. So once it's connected, I'll go to my iTunes, for example. I have my friend Carol Weltzman actually queued up. So now the sound of the iTunes from the iPad will be wirelessly, Bluetooth, will be sent to the instrument. So you can enjoy this during holidays, Christmas, whatever events going on. You can use this massive, amazing sound quality that's coming out of the CVP. So here's a demo. Let's make sure it's going on. Did I press play? The volume is up. Let me make sure the volume is up here. Did we connect? I thought we connected. Let's figure this out really quick. So on the menu, Bluetooth, it is connected, and here it's connected. It is. And if I go to my iTunes, come on. These are the moments where I think to myself, what did I do? Here we go. Let me figure this out in a moment. Now this is on. What am I missing? Let me see if I do something really, really quick here. Can you say something while I figure this out?
Well, sure. While you're working on that, I do want to take a minute to invite everybody to come visit our showrooms. We have showrooms in Rockville, Maryland, Fairfax, Virginia, where I'm at, Richmond, Virginia, and down in Norfolk, down by Virginia Beach, to see these pianos live and in person. And we are going to be having some very special opportunities right now. The demand for these instruments has been absolutely through the roof over the past year.
Yeah.
So in some cases, we're probably going to have to place special orders for these pianos. And if you do make an order, we got a very special package lined up to say thank you for your patience while we're waiting for the pianos to arrive, and to thank you for visiting with us this evening.
Yeah, and please.
That's on top of Heratch going ahead and helping to show you how to use the instrument if you make a purchase order on here.
Yeah, and if I can figure out how Bluetooth is working, because it's not working for me right now. Let me check. It is connected, and let's try it one more time. So I'm gonna try not to give up, because I have all these connections going on, and it's finding it. I think it's finding it. And okay, it's looking for it. And one more. Here we go. Not connected. Now it should say connected. Okay, I am connected for sure. That's right. There we go. So let me bring up the volume. Actually, let me switch so you can see it. It's playing. Let me see. Bluetooth. Let me see if it shows up. Yeah, I know why. Because I'm trying to show you what it looks like from the iPad, but at the same time, the computer is losing it because, hey, which one do you want me to play through? So I'm going to disconnect the connection between the computer and the iPad for battery, because I was using it for battery. But now you're actually you're gonna hear it stream. So here we go. I'm gonna remove it really quick, and here we go. Here we go. Awesome. So this is wirelessly going through the CVP and it's coming through our headphones. So that's the Bluetooth technology that we are using, so we can actually play back anything that you have on your smart device. So it's great for holidays, great for Christmases, and it's a great way to use the high quality sound system that the CVP has. So I just didn't want to leave the night without proving that it works. Otherwise, it'll be a long night. I won't sleep. Like, what did I do wrong? Now I know why, because it's connected to the computer as well at the same time. So yeah, with that, I think wow, we're having a great time. We can do another hour if you want. So yeah, any final thoughts? Any questions?
There's no more questions online. I will just go ahead and mention again, we have our web address is posted on the screen right now at www.jordankits.com. If you would want to go to that website, you can actually click on chat with us, and you'll be able to communicate and actually text back and forth with one of our associates. And it's a direct live connection. We'll be happy to try to schedule an appointment for you to come on in and try the pianos out in person. Believe me, as wonderful as this performance has been and this demonstration by Heratch has been, it cannot compare with the sound and just the wonderfulness of these instruments in person. So we look forward to hearing from you.
I totally agree, man. And on behalf of Yamaha, really, I'm very appreciative of the opportunity. And please don't remember to take advantage of my offer. No, please remember to take advantage of my offer to spend one-on-one time with the customers that place an order for an 809 or the 809 series. Whether I see one behind you. Did I see one earlier behind you?
Yes, we have one right here.
Oh, okay. You've been hiding it all this time. No, that's fantastic. No, on a serious level note, appreciate the time, and I hope to do this again and again and again. And as I mentioned, the offer is open. If anybody purchases the instrument, they're more than welcome to reach out, set up an appointment, and I can show them how, where things are on the instrument. It will be my pleasure.
Well, thank you again, Heratch.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And you guys be safe and healthy. And thank you so much. Really appreciate it.